Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boosted Boilon here, back for another Saturday video because today I want to do a recap of everything that's happened on this account over the last week, and it is absolutely insane. I do want to say that I've been having the time of my life, and if you've been catching some of my previous videos this past week, I've been talking about why this is, the best time to be playing Marvel Strike Force because I'm having a load of fun. I want to go over everything that I've done this week in terms of all the characters that I've been able to unlock, what I'm actually doing right now, my arena team and what I'm using, and my current priorities. So, for new players and maybe some mid game players, or if you're on the fence about making a boosted account, then let's boil this down. So the first thing that I want to point out now being level 52 is the events section. We're going to be jumping around a little bit, but I wanted to point out that basically as you level up, and I think it's starting at level 30, but honestly I forget because it happens so quickly, that you're able to get a lot of different legendary characters unlocked. Now, most of these characters are largely useless. However, within their events, they do have mega orbs, which is actually okay now. There's some good characters in there. They've kind of sliced out a lot of the bad characters. So that's been pretty nice. I think starting with actually, I think it's this right to left, honestly. So from Iron Man, Doc Ock, who is not as easy to day one unlock as it was when I first made my account because they shifted last week. They shifted Captain America and Black Widow up to the level 30s or so. But I was able to get Doc Ock unlocked prior to the node changes and all of that. But you can still get him pretty early, and he's probably one of the most important characters to get early on. Now, in order to get him unlocked, you need X-Force, Wave 1 Avengers, or Defenders. And if you take a look at, let's go to Tier 3, take a look at some of the characters that I had available: Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, who I unlocked from the SHIELD side of things, Hawkeye, Deadpool, especially if you were able to take advantage of that pool code that gave you a 5-star Deadpool. That would give you a heads up on that one as well. There are Secret Defender characters, of course, but that's not something that you're going to pick up super early. As far as my 4-star Doc Ock, I'm still looking at probably Cap, Hulk. I'm trying to farm up Doctor Strange. I do have a 4-star Iron Man. I do have a 4-star Hawkeye. So hopefully I can get this done pretty soon. I just need Doctor Strange to hit 4-star. So hopefully in a couple of days, I'll have a 4-star Doc Ock. Nick Fury, this one's been made a little bit easier, but you don't really need him. Cosmic Villains for this one, so Hela's a bit of an easier one, and there's some other characters, but honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. I think City Heroes is in there as well. We have Magneto, we have Star-Lord, Phoenix, Shuri, Invisible Woman, Jubilee, who is getting a little bit of a rework with the X-Men stuff, but it's not someone that I'd really concern myself with. But more specifically, Adam Warlock and Omega Red. Now, Adam Warlock unlocked at 35, but you still need to use the gear tier, and it only requires X-Men characters. This one's pretty easy to do, but those characters do need to be built up a little bit. So even for a 2-star Adam Warlock unlock, you do need level 35 gear tier 6 at 2-star to do this. So the gear tier might be a little bit more difficult to do as you go up the star ranks. I'm not using him as much as I thought I was going to. Let's just put it that way. I do have the full team assembled. I'm using them in Blitz. I used them in Cosmic Campaign a little bit, but as soon as I unlocked the Eternals, which we'll talk about, I didn't really end up using this as much. Now, the events do have lots of Mega Ore fragments, so if you can do them, I would just do that anyways. Omega Red, this unlocked, I think I got them last night, honestly, so I think it was level 52, and I've got him to 3-star. Now, Omega Red is someone that you're going to be wanting to upgrade and use because he shows up as a required trait character for a lot of different Scourge and Trial events, which you're going to do later on. So he is going to be a standalone important character. You do not need to build the rest of the Weapon X team, but him standalone has a fair bit of value. In terms of the characters, it's all Avengers, but I recommend using new Avengers for this, which is your Mockingbird, your Agent Coulson, your Thing, but you can also add in Captain America, who is useful because of Out of Time, and whatever characters you have after that. I haven't really unlocked Ronin or Tiger yet, so that's a little bit of a problem there, but I would try to use as many new Avenger characters as possible to do that. Now, next, I do want to show you my roster and just basically where I'm sitting, what I'm leveling, or what I have done. Oh, look, I got Scream unlocked, but I haven't actually clicked the button yet. So some of this is going to be my top characters. So these are some of my best characters. I do have the Eternal. I should just I'm going to heart them really quick just so you can see them at the top of my roster. I don't know why I had that on there actually. Should have done that. We did get Nightcrawler unlocked. He's a login calendar, actually. So I want to look at my top purple characters, which is I'm at gear tier 9 now at level 52. So Gambit, Cersei, Icarus, Doc Ock, Vulture, Deathpool, Captain Carter, Spider Weaver, Nightcrawler, and Mockingbird's more for some of the showcase stuff. So I'm right now using in my arena, I'm using the two Eternals. I'm using Doc Ock. I'm using Gambit and Nightcrawler. Now, if I had Forge, I would probably take Doc Ock and put Forge in and use the three there with the Eternals. I think the Eternals are still super powerful characters that are worth your investment. Now, if you watched one of my other videos talking about where you would find them, you find Cersei in the War Store now, which unlocks at 45. I want to say it's 45, and and Icarus here in the Raid Store. So some pretty easily obtainable characters that you can get pretty quickly. And the Eternals still have tons of value. Actually, maybe 45 is red stars. Maybe it's both. Honestly, I don't remember. It just everything goes so fast, especially when you have a boosted account, that every day is like a level or two. So it's just crazy how fast the pace has been. And then I got to so I basically got this in a week. And other characters that I am leveling on the side, though, still trying to get their gear tier up is Omega Red, Captain America for Out of Time, Miss Marvel Hardlight, characters that I know that have been in teams that are useful over the last 6 months, essentially. I don't know if I'm going to continue putting too much resources into Infinity Watch at this point. I'm kind of like, yes, they have a heart on them, but I'm not actually actively working on it. So some of these characters are just kind of there for some reason. And then Spider Slayer just recently came available. Now, the Superior 6, this is pretty important because they're pretty good. It's a top 3 team, honestly. The top 3 teams in the game for even main accounts: Secret Defenders, Superior 6 or Sinister 6, and Extreme X-Men are the best characters in the game. Now, Kraven is available in the Raid Store, and I hope to unlock him soon. Lizard is not really available for players like us right now. It's like you need level 75 plus to be able to access that node, and I don't plan on getting there anytime, well, not for a little while. So he's not really on my radar at this point, but Kraven is on my radar, and I am slowly buying shards for Spider Slayer. Now, you typically only need 2 characters to activate the text for the Sinister 6 to activate the additional stuff. Now, namely, that's going to be through Mysterio and Vulture. What I love about Mysterio is his text related to that and his AoE blind on his special. So if this character has 2 or more Superior 6 allies, apply blind to all enemies. It's crazy. He actually gets that at level 1 special. It's absolute insane. So, with Doc Ock, you basically need one more Superior 6 member, whether that is going to be Spider Slayer or going to be Kraven. You're going to want to have one of them on your team for when you have the 5 together. Also, Vulture is just a truly amazing character. Honestly, one of the best regular Sinister 6 members, and frankly, one of the best Sinister 6 members, full stop, I think, just because he's just so damn amazing, and you won't regret putting any resources into him. So this is what my roster's looking at so far. I'll give a quick rundown onto what I am farming on a regular basis, though. So out of nodes, now I do refresh quite a few times on my energy, so take some of this with a grain of salt. But I have been making sure to farm Mysterio here on 2-3. Sometimes I do farm Gamora. Sometimes I do farm Shocker, even if I happen to have extra resources. The main reason for this is because of the Sinister 6 and the Shuri event, and I just wanted to make sure, and the Invisible Woman as well. I just wanted to make sure that I did some of the levels so I can get some Mega Orbs. So that was basically it, really. Venom here on 3-9. Doctor Strange here on 4-9. A lot of this is for Doc Ock, actually. I'm going to use him as one of my members for that, for the unlock to get higher stars. Skipping through Captain America at Hero 6-9. I was doing this a little bit, Colossus at 6-3, but that was mainly for the Adam Warlock event, which I've kind of, slid back on these days. Now, for Villains campaign, I am doing Hela here at 3-9 because there is some uses for Hela as part of her traits that you need. Beyond that, there's not a lot. I was doing Nebula for a little bit. I haven't finished it off here. Villain 6, I do rescue. She is in the Blitz store, but I feel like I do have a lot of extra energy to be able to shard farm these days. So I have been putting it into rescue just because I want to get her up a little bit quicker for when I get Kestrel unlocked at level 65. out of Dark Dimension 1. So that's going to be pretty important there. For Nexus, I recently, this level literally, unlocked the nodes for Phantom X and Moondragon. So I am farming Phantom X because I am eventually going to need him later down the line for Apocalypse. And, because I have time now, I'm going to do it now. He is also an X-Men character, so I could use him as part of Adam Warlock's unlock as well. There is Psylocke's node here, which again is part of Death Seed, which you won't need right now. But something that I am doing for later, just so I don't have to do it, when I'm higher level, right? A lot of these things I'm just doing now, so I don't have to do it again later. Black Widow sometimes as well if I have the resources, because I normally get about 1100 energy over the course of the day, and I have been farming thing. I know this sounds like a lot of things, and no pun intended, but now that they've increased the amount of gear that you get from nodes and from stores, like using too much energy on shards is not actually a bad thing, because you'll find all of this gear so much faster in the stores. You'll find it in the anniversary node, actually. And I really want to point this out. Like, I've been spamming this stuff. It is so good. It is so good. Whether it's blue or whether it's purple, like, there's so much stuff here. There's so much value of gear here. And in fact, I actually might need some of this stuff. So I've been farming this a lot because you're getting it in drops of 10. It's like absolutely nuts. And you're getting a 1-to-1 XP currency exchange. So it's actually worth coring. I've done 200 cores daily in this campaign because it's been that good. It's almost better value than getting additional shards in the regular campaign, because I feel like the amount of drops that you get is just well worth it here. So again, whether it's for the blue bottlenecks or for the purples, it's really alleviated a lot by just having this campaign. But also, like I said, over the last couple of days, they've really improved the amount of stuff that you can buy in the stores, which is truly amazing. Now, as far as anything farmed in Cosmic, there's really not much here that I'm missing out on that I need. You may, if you have time or you can, Taskmaster for the payday event, but that's really about it. I don't plan on actually gearing them up beyond that to use them for that, so it's not a really high priority for that. In terms of the supply store, like that, I cannot, like whenever you see this, you're actually getting 50x at a time. 50 pieces, 50 T2 ability materials is absolutely insane. Like, I don't feel bad buying some of these stuff if I need it. Now, I only buy it right now if I'm like super desperate, aka like I'm really low and I have a low amount of them, like under 100, then I'll buy them. But the prices are actually pretty good. So, as long as you buy them when you need it, you should be okay there. As far as the Blitz store I mentioned, I'm buying Spider Slayer directly from there. I'm also waiting to buy Craven directly from here until the unlock. And then I might kind of go back and forth a little bit to buy some shards for Vulture, for Icarus, and maybe for Miss Marvel Hardlight as well. We'll see about that. For the Arena store, I am only buying Gambit at this time because I feel like I want to get his star ranks a little bit higher. And for War store, I'm buying Cersei. And really, that's about it. I may end up buying some shards for Carnage later, like after I'm done with Cersei, but I don't feel like there's a lot of characters that are a high priority. You could buy some Ironheart shards after Ironheart Mark II after Cersei. That's entirely up to you. I got her early unlock because of a Mega Orb, so that wasn't a big deal for me. I also, because of the web milestone that's been ongoing right now for the Star Brand event, I have picked up some silver promos, which I've been looking out for some characters to pick up, some characters that I'm using right now every single day. So that's kind of the priority for me as well. Now, in the arena, this is my arena team. Now, there is a brand new arena shard that opened up a couple of days ago. This one is an older one slightly, but I'm still at a rank of 377 after a weekend. And that seems really, really good to me. And this is my arena team that I mentioned earlier on. Doc Ock, Gambit, Nightcrawler now, and the two Eternals, the Nightcrawler that you can find in the daily login calendar. So that's been pretty good. So I've been really happy about that. Just wanted to show that off in the March calendar. There's some like 50 shards of Gambit, 30 of Nightcrawler, Venom, Carnage, and Gwenom. So I'll be able to actually fully unlock her later on as well. I don't really need them right now. Anyways, it's not really that big of a deal. As far as what raids I'm running, Blitz is not fun. I'll just say that. Like I have to do it. I have to do a little bit of it, but without blitz simming, I honestly hate it. It's not fun. Raids, we're not actually like skipping ahead. We're actually doing progression normally, and we're balancing out doing Ultimus 5 and Ultimus 4 every single day. So this part's been actually pretty fun. Like, we're actually not far away from entering Ultimus 6. So after a week's worth of progress, I think that's really amazing. And also we're running Alpha 2. Nothing super exciting there. But what I really like about this is, like I said in one of my previous videos, is now that they're giving green and blue ability material in all levels of raids as you progress up. So I'm really excited to see what more happens on this account. I think that's pretty much it. So I've talked about the things that you should be focusing on, the things that I'm doing, and I hope some of this helps you in your journey up. I'm level 52 right now. We'll see what level I am next Saturday. Hopefully, I'm probably around in the 60s. I think I've been getting about maybe 1 to 1.5 levels a day now. It has slowed down a little bit. Maybe in about a week and a half, I'll be at Dark Dimension 1 and I can start getting Kestrel to max. So we'll see about that. Anyways, this is the end of my Boilon boosted recap. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing